KB Voice. Edge of turning Shah as federal high court votes guard and awareness. Kailani Mohammed wants Nigerians, particularly politicians, to carefully and objectively interrogate the performance of
to nominate a valid candidate for APC. As it is, the court has not made that particular order.
It has addressed a lot of issues, but we still need to consider some of those issues in relation to what the law says.
Definitely we will appeal the judgment. There's no doubt about it.
Women were really happy when the news that Senator Aishatu Binani won the APC primary to contest the governorship election in Adamawa State. But that good news is at the verge of turning sour as a federal high court says she is not the authentic candidate for obvious reasons before the eyes of the law. Is this the end of the road for a woman on a journey to break the jinx as the first female governor of Nigeria? Or just an halt in the journey? This is the focus on Political Update. Today, my name is Mie Ogidi. National Coordinator of the Buhari National Votes Guard and Awareness, Kailani Mohammed wants Nigerians, particularly politicians, to carefully and objectively interrogate the performance of the APC-led government with facts and figures. At a media briefing in Abuja, Kailani said this would enable Nigerians make informed opinion about the 2023 general elections.
Revelations and concerns raised on the future of Nigeria's economic sustainability prompted this briefing. Here, it was agreed that the 7 years of APC-led government is impactful to all sectors of the nation.
While the administration is working to stabilize the country by achieving the following: Nigeria's oil and gas industry reform, AKK, Escravos, Dangote, power sector, Siemens, 25,000 megawatts, reorganization of the armed forces with an infrastructural revolution, as well as construction of second Niger and local, Iweto Bridge, and a new deep-sea port in Lagos.
The amicable resolution of ASU strike, he said, is worthy of note.
I think in the nearest future, the National Assembly has to look into it and make sure that these universities are dependent on themselves. Even if the federal government want to help them, it's just by the way. Then you will see our classroom system will be going without any interruptions.
He added that transparent initiatives across key government agencies, including NNPC Limited, are assuring. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has appealed to eligible voters in the country to trust him with their votes in the forthcoming presidential election, and he will not treat such mandate with all sincerity in turning around the fortunes of the country for better. He said this while addressing party supporters at a campaign rally in Kaduna State.
Supporters and leaders of the People's Democratic Party from the 23 local government areas in Kaduna State attended the campaign rally. While addressing the gathering, Atiku Abubakar noted that employment generation through robust investment in revitalizing the collapsed industries in Kaduna State, women and youth empowerment, revamping security, as well as infrastructural development have been embedded in his 5-point agenda.
In collaboration with the private sector in the Kaduna State, we will re-establish those factories.
Atiku Abubakar is a man who is ready to ensure that this security that we have in the land is no more.
Members of the campaign team, including former Vice President Muhammad Namadi Sambo, acknowledged support by party members in the state, promising to work towards the return of PDP to power at all levels. Kaduna State is the second state visited by the PDP presidential campaign train after the flag off of its presidential campaign in Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State. Suleiman Gachkung, NTA News.
Few days after the commencement of campaigns ahead of the 2023 elections, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu is not comfortable with the manner parties are taking off with the process. He stated this at a training workshop on the technologies to be deployed for the elections in Abuja just a few hours ago.
Reports of clashes among parties and their supporters in some states of the country during the ongoing electioneering campaign is worrisome. So too is the reported denial of access to public facilities for parties and candidates in some states of the Federation. Let me caution parties and their supporters to focus on issues and steer clear of attacks on each other. These are not only violations of the Electoral Act 2022, but also negate the voluntary commitment by all political parties and candidates to the letter and spirit of the peace accord signed about 3 weeks ago under the auspices of the National Peace Committee. Parties, candidates and their supporters should not, by acts of commission or omission, further complicate the prevailing security situation in the country. A peaceful electioneering campaign is critical to the conduct of peaceful and credible elections. The Commission will continue to monitor the situation closely and will convene a meeting with leaders of political parties next week to discuss, among other issues, the imperative of peaceful campaigns and equal access to public facilities. In the same vein, the Commission will also meet with security agencies under the auspices of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, and this meeting.
A federal high court sitting in Yola, Adamawa State, has nullified the governorship primary where Senator Aishatu Ahmed Binani emerged Adamawa State APC standard bearer. The presiding judge, Justice Abdulaziz Anka, gave the order in a matter filed by New Ribado, which challenged the conduct of the primary.
The All Progressives governorship primary election was conducted on May 26, 2022, with Senator Aishatu Ahmed Binani emerged victorious. Not satisfied with the outcome of the election, Malanu Ribado headed to the Federal High Court in Yola, citing overvoting, inclusion of delegates, vote buying among others, praying for the cancellation of the primary election. After hearing from the first defendant, APC, second defendant, Senator Aishatu Ahmed Binani, and the third defendant, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Justice Abdulaziz Anka therefore nullified the APC governorship primary election in Adamawa State based on irregularities in the process and non-compliance with the APC constitution as well as Section 18, Sub 13 of the Electoral Act 2022.
We're expecting that the court would have ordered, a fresh primary to nominate a valid candidate for APC. As it is, the court has not made that particular order.
It has addressed a lot of issues, but we still need to consider some of those issues in relation to what the law says.
Definitely we will appeal the judgment. There's no doubt about it.
He further restrained the second defendant, Senator Aishatu Ahmed Binani, to stop parading herself as the candidate of the APC for the 2023 governorship election in Adamawa State and gave all parties concerned right to appeal. In Yola, Simon Asher, NTA.
And that will going to be topic for discussion today on Political Update. A woman on a journey to make history as the first female governor of Nigeria. That journey is probably on hold because the Federal High Court in Adamawa, as you saw in that report, says she's not fit to bear the flag of the party. And this is a case where a fellow APC member who also contested in that election, New Ribado, took her to court. Somebody just told me behind the scene that it's like a man using sword to cut his own head off. And to discuss more on that, I have in the studio two guests. First, I have Abdullahi Ahmed Musa. You are welcome to Political Update, a chieftain of the APC.
You didn't add speaker.
Thank you. I hope you are very comfortable with that ruling.
Very well.
Oh, thank you very much. And I also have in the studio former Commissioner for Information at Adamawa State, Ahmed Sajo. Welcome to Political Update.
Thank you.
I hope you are comfortable with that judgment.
I am not.
Oh, then I have to divide here. So why are you not comfortable?
No, absolutely. I'm not comfortable with the judgment on just one grounds. The court should not narrow the choices before the Adamawa people. The court should have allowed a repeat of the primaries. So that we get a candidate. To say the court says there will be no candidate for APC is actually narrowing the choices available to the people of Adamawa State. And I think,
but we have 18 political parties. They are still left with 17.
No. You cannot tell me that APC members have no right to present a candidate of their own. You are narrowing their choices. The matter of rights is a matter of rights. But then that is not even where I am really bothered about. You started on a wrong footing. You said the court said she is not fit to be the governor. I think the court did not say so. None of the people who contested for governor under the APC is not fit to be governor of Adamawa State.
Is it the process to be
They
queried?
are all fit to be governors of Adamawa State.
But the process
what
to be
is
queried
faulted by the court
was the process?
Is the process.
Okay.
So the person to be indicted is not the assumed candidate who has now been brought down, or the person that even took the matter to court. These are not the people that are at fault. If the court faults the process, then it is those that pretended over the process that are indicted. So let us not begin to pour all our vile on the contestants, the person who supposedly won, and the people that went to court. These are not the people that should be indicted.
But in that judgment I read and said one of the issues, over voting, and secondly, vote buying.
It did not.
Who bought the votes?
No. The court did not establish vote buying. No.
But that is part of
it. No, it did not establish vote buying. In fact, the judge categorically said no to vote buying.
So what were the grounds?
The process was that there were delegates who were not bona fide delegates who voted from Lamor, the local government,
yes.
And there were 2 votes that were above the accredited number.
That is
but it did not establish whether the 2 votes were, whether this person was the beneficiary. If one person was considered the beneficiary of the overvoting, the legal provision would have been deduct the overvoting and see what happens. But you did not establish one person as among the contestants, which includes my brother seated here, as being guilty of doing anything wrong by the judgment. What the judgment faulted was the process that allowed people who were not bona fide delegates to vote, and that allowed people who, 2 people over and above the number of accredited people to vote. And that, for me, is not an indictment of the participants.
Let's also hear from your brother, who is on a different point of view. You said you are comfortable with the judgments. Yes. And you are a party member, APC chieftain.
Yes.
Don't you think this is self-destructive?
As he rightly said, the party itself, APC, the actors of political party, APC, our leaders, they are at fault first. But second, to say that nobody is indicted is wrong. I think my brother was not in the court. I was in the court, seated in the court for 3 hours. The judge took us on academics. I was happy and privileged to be in that court. He made mention of a particular character called Manujo. And he now said, he gave me a title, DG Binani Campaign Network, who was arrested, taken to court with a large sums of millions of naira. As I'm talking to you, as of today, they are in court. The judge made mention of that, and he made mention of political rascality, of vote buying. So there was vote buying. It was established by the judge. There was vote buying. And the character that was indicted there is her own person.
And a member of your party, Ni Ribadu,
yes,
took her to court.
Yes.
Don't you think this would have been settled at the party level instead of taking your fellow contestant?
After exhausting all the mechanism of internal party dispute mechanism, he has done all that. There's a report from the party. We have done all this one. He has gone all through the process of resolving this issue within the party. There was a report of dispute resolution, which they refused. From the venue of the election, I was there personally. We protested. The APC refused. Gambolawa refused. See these anomalies. Gambolawa refused. We came to Abuja. They all refused. And still they went ahead to do what they did. So that was the reason why he went to court.
But this woman is the woman that Nigerians were expecting to be the first female governor. And don't you think that is going to be a demoralizing aspect for the women folk?
Is it a gender issue or a systemic issue? It's not a gender issue. Pauline Tallinn, recently, the Minister of Women Affairs, came out to tell the world that because she's a woman, she's a woman. Are there no women armed robbers? They are women armed robbers. I don't know, are there no women criminals? They are women criminals. And this one, she was part of a process, and the process was flawed. And the judge has been able to establish that the process was flawed. So forget about woman. It's a process we are talking about now.
Okay.
And what Nuribado did, he has saved APC In fact, I'm proud to be part of Malan Nori by those people in Adamawa State. He has saved APC. We'll have gone this far away. After the election, I am telling you, after the election, PDP will now come with the same case and take over the government house.
Okay, so let me hear from our former commissioner again. I know it's quite interesting anyway. It's a family matter.
Yeah,
it's a family matter, but sometimes family matter can give a bigger hand to the opposition family. With the way things are going, if the party is not in unity, I think it is going to be an advantage for PDP. And from the report we saw here, you people are going to the upper room, that is the appeal court. Do you think we have just less than 5 months to the elections? The court process is, do you think it's going to be in the advantage of the only female candidate?
First and foremost, I think we must establish certain things. The copy of the judgment is a public document now. I have read the copy of the judgment, and I still stand by the fact that none of the participants was indicted as a person. Even if you cannot hold me responsible for the fault of somebody because you claim he bears my name. I hold responsibility for my actions. So you can't indict me for another person's misdemeanor. But be that as it may, I want to tell you that no matter what happens, at the end of the day, the only bad aspect of the judgment is trying to narrow our choices and denying the APC a candidate. Any candidate put up by APC in Adamawa today is definitely going to be the winner of that election. Because Adamawa has been an APC state right from day one. We lost in 2019 because we, within the APC, did not resolve a situation of this nature. We carried it further, and then some people felt it was not supposed to have been carried to the level of the elections, and we lost. Now, we have about 5 months. 5 months in an election cycle is a long time. You know, they say it's only in an election cycle that 1 day, 24 hours is longer than 1 year.
Exactly.
A lot can change. We would be able to get our act together. We would put our house in order. We will present a candidate for this election, inshallah. The court above must consider that the rights of every APC member in Adamawa State to have a choice of his own cannot be denied. Once we have a candidate in APC, that candidate is going to win. It's not about gender. And I said it. The court did not say Senator Aisha Tudairu Biran is not fit or competent to be governor. It didn't say so. He was sitting in the court. The court did not say so. The court faulted process, yes. But the candidates we presented, all of them that presented themselves, are fit and proper to be governors of Adamawa State. And whichever one God gives the mandate will be the governor of Adamawa State. And I am telling you that Aisha Tudairu Binani has not contested as a female candidate. She has always contested elections as a competent candidate, and she has won. She won House of Reps, she won Senate, not because she was female, but because she had the competence to deliver. So if the mantle falls on her to run as governor, she's not going to run as a governor because I am female. She's going to run as governor because she's competent to govern the state. And that is what we must begin to enthrone. That the competence that matters is not the gender, not the gender, but the agenda should be the performance, the capacity.
What is that? That's quite anyway. It's on the sympathy ground because when we talk of the female gender,
I know where you're coming from. Let me tell you, when a woman like Aisha Binani breaks the glass ceiling, it then means that your daughter, my daughter, your wife, your sister can also break the glass ceiling. On that basis, I agree totally.
Exactly.
But if we have a candidate like Aisha Binani to campaign, we would not go out there and start campaigning that vote for her because she's a woman. We will insist that vote for her because she's competent. Because what matters most is capacity and competence.
Okay,
far above gender.
Let's hear from you.
Nobody question her capacity and competence.
You are like a lawyer by association because you were in the courtroom.
I was.
So probably you saw things that we didn't see.
Yes.
And Binani, in her own reaction, described that suit as incompetent, contentious, and rancorous. And the judge said, our name, let us stop parading ourselves as the APC candidate of the party in the state.
Sure.
And INEC should deregister her from the list of candidates for the governorship election. Do you think you people are going to get a good replacement? And for you, we're in the court. After Binani, who next in your party?
The question of competency does not even arise. As he has rightly said and pointed out, all the people that contested are qualified, eminently qualified, including Aisha to Binani.
It was she that described that judgment. She described the judgment.
As what?
Incompetent, contentious, and rancorous.
It remains her personal opinion, because it remains her personal opinion. And he has pointed out.
So in your own feeling, as a party chieftain, APC, and you were in the court, and you said the process was flawed. So who do you think should be the rightful candidate?
A candidate that I will parade and be proud of.
And who is that candidate?
Any candidate that the court cleared.
Do you have any in mind?
Yeah, Nuhu Ribadu.
Nuhu Ribadu should be your candidate?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think Nuhu Ribadu should be the candidate? Track records.
Yes.
So you're already campaigning for him. Probably we are still in appeal.
No regret, I am.
That's interesting. So why do you think in the list of I was not there.
Yes.
I was not there when I was not there when you people counted the votes.
Let me tell you what.
Is it the second by votes after Binani?
He is the second.
Okay.
Let me tell you what you don't know. I contested this governorship myself. I stepped down for Nuhu Ribadu, he knows. And I went to the Senate because of his track record and because of the positive development that he will bring to our state, more than all these candidates. But we are not saying they are not qualified. We are saying who is more qualified. He is more qualified.
Oh, very important. But I think this is a developing story, and probably when you go to upstairs, the appeal court.
But we must make one thing very clear.
Yes.
That whether we are satisfied or dissatisfied, two things we must not do. We must not denigrate an institution of state. The court is an institution of state.
Exactly.
We should not denigrate the court. And
okay,
we should not. Secondly, we should not denigrate any of our candidates. Any one of them God
we
can
have
make.
just
Aisha to Buhari could, Aisha to Binani
but
could.
I think we can just take 1 second of a clip where the APC and PDP presidential candidates met at the airport yesterday. I think that we're going to be a good example for the voters and their supporters to love one another, because the leaders are always in peace. So let's get that clip and we'll round off this program for today.
How are you? You don't have your own. Atiku. So what are you guys doing? No, we just came from Kaduna. We landed just before you. Shut down Kaduna. Atiku.
It's been a very nice moment behind the scene, but that is much we can take on today's edition of Political Update. I most sincerely thank two family members who are having a different opinion.
One supporting Nuhu Ribadu, one supporting Aisha.
Positive change.
We'll invite you there sometime after the appeal court. So that is much we can take on Political Update today. Thanks for joining us. My name is Mia Ogede. Have a nice day.